good.
But we're not going to chat about the things we have coming up or what we're doing.
So what's going on, Jason? On August 24th, we've got a workshop in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. We're wrapping up another fun weekend here in Chico.
She loves you now. Oh, la la.
She hated me just a couple trips ago.
Can't believe I have a little dog named Pollyanna.
I can't believe she's not in a purse.
She'll never be. She's too cool to be in a purse.
So heading back home here in a few hours, race down to the airport and go see my long lost family. But I'm sure I'll be back down here in like a minute.
Yes, or we'll be up there in 5.
You guys really should come up in just a few days and come sit around the fire.
Well, your talk of fire inspired us to do our family camp out tonight in your backyard. We've got Brother Mark out there.
At the end of the day, it's all a cheap imitation. Come on, I live in the middle of the woods.
I know.
With the fire.
That's true.
So, I'm feeling good about what we got done.
Yeah, me too. I think that we were very productive this weekend.
Yeah, we got these tools coming that I think are going to be well accepted, and I wasn't 100% sure of the direction we were going entirely. Like, I kind of felt like I knew a vague idea of what we wanted the outcome to be, but I wasn't sure that I saw the value in it yet.
I think that's our life story. I think that since you and I have gotten together and started this whole beast that's Everyday Paleo, well, now that you're part of Everyday Paleo,
yeah.
I don't think I knew the direction it was going to go in.
You just, we get an idea, we just start working, and then value comes out of it.
Well, yeah,
throw it away.
And I just believe in our message and what we have to say, and I think that's the most important thing, is that we just are confident that what our motives are.
You ever think about how weird it is that our careers are in large part about teaching people to live like us? Like, that's kind of a strange concept that, like, we have a specific type of lifestyle, and we are saying, come do this with us.
Right.
And this is how we do it, and this is how the other people that we help do it. And, it's interesting because it's not like we're teaching a trade. You know what I mean? Like, we're teaching epiphanies and changes in people's heads where they're like, certainly not programmed to think that way, but it's just, I don't know, it strikes me as odd. Like, I think it's very cool, but we get to experience the benefits of all this stuff, and then other people see that they are either lacking in some area of their life, or their health, or their fitness, or their vitality, or whatever.
Stop.
And then it's not like we're teaching things that we don't do. Like, we just spent the whole weekend together.
Yeah.
Not like, in the middle, should we stop and be paleo? You know what I mean? Like, it's just normal.
Yeah, it's funny, I've never really thought about that, like, in that perspective of we're just teaching people to, it almost sounds self-serving somehow. I'm going to teach you to live like I do.
Come do what I do.
And I think people need to do what works for them.
Yeah.
However, I think kind of what I'm doing works for a lot of people. But in different variations of that, but it's all very much the same. And like it all comes down to this freaking dog. Comes down to understanding how we operate as humans,
And also how foreign it can seem, like somebody looking at the lifestyle.
Oh my God,
but I don't ever stop and think about it, and you don't either. So I guess, that message kind of sounds like me going, oh, it's easy, but it's not easy, it's mindless.
Right.
Easy makes it sound like it's something that you put effort into. So I'd say, like, in the beginning, once you're on the right track, that's when you can describe it as easy. After that, it just is. Like, you just, like I don't ever, oh God, what am I going to eat? I'm looking in the fridge, and all there is, and here's a bunch of crap from my standard American food. That's all that's in there. It's paleo food.
Right, but I at the same time have total compassion for
the
person who really wants to make change, and it's daunting.
And it's just like, oh my God, this seems so overwhelming.
And it also makes me angry because we're so misinformed. we're so...
Yeah, how did it get hard?
Right. Well, we're so lied to. We're brainwashed, and we have it coming at us from every angle and every direction, and there's not a lot of support there. I mean, I feel like there's more awareness now. You know, I feel like we know as a whole, as a country, that we are unhealthy. I mean, and the media has done a good job of telling us how unhealthy we are, because look at all the shows that are on television that are geared towards what is supposed to be health, but they're still missing the mark entirely.
Completely.
And, you know, there's things happening everywhere that make it blatantly obvious to even the average or unaverage person, or even the person who doesn't have resources, or, I mean, most people have television.
Right.
You know, so even someone who is not educated in the slightest about health knows that this country specifically has a serious health crisis happening right now. However, the information that we're being fed by the vast majority is very, very wrong. So I talk to moms at my kids' karate and at my children's functions who see the transformation I've made, and they know about my books, and they've seen other people who have had great success changing their life and their habits, and yet it's this look of complete and utter terror in their eyes because they think it's something else that they have to work really hard at and that they're not going to be successful with.
Or like just even the information, like how did you do that? And you tell them, well, I didn't avoid fat, and I ate meat, and I didn't do cardio, and it's just like, how could this possibly be right? Like, how could, you know what I mean, like that.
Well, even like this morning when you're like, I want more butter, and I could see in the guy's head, he's like, this guy's gonna die.
Right, like
he's going to drop dead at the table because he wants more butter, and it's just, I feel
I ate
like
a lot of butter. Like I ate a lot of butter at breakfast this morning. But yeah, so I mean, I guess the general point that I was starting with is how if we don't stop and think about it, sometimes there almost can become a divide in our thinking for like, this is just normal.
Yes.
And other people are like, this is anything but normal.
Whoa.
This is completely crazy, abnormal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this, no part of this makes sense at all.
Right.
What do you mean you just do it?
Right.
Say hello to my one.
Say hello to your world.
Go on the trampoline.
Okay, give me 2.5 minutes and I'll go jump on the trampoline. Will you go get it warmed up for me, please? Go
warm
start
up
it.
the trampoline,
Go
man.
unzip it and make sure it's all ready, and I'll come jump with you. 2 minutes.
Maybe we'll come jump and see if we can bounce you off it.
Wait, will you jump too?
Oh, maybe. I guess I probably should jump with you before I go.
Okay,
home.
yeah. You two jump. Dad, you have to jump.
Perfect.
I'm in.
Hey, Jaden! Oh, come on, you have
So
to jump.
there's my
Jaden,
my
jump
abstract
with,
thinking for the day.
Dad,
I like to remember that what is so completely normal and average for us. Hopefully the message is that it can get that way for everybody else, but also that we need to stop and constantly remember that this is just freaky weirdness for most people.
Right, and totally be okay with that. And I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of used to that reaction from people like, oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is, whatever we want to call this thing, you know, right now we're calling it paleo because that's what people know by, you know, whatever this lifestyle, which is, you know, this other thing that we call it. It's a lifestyle. I mean, really, what it comes down to is just completely changing how we view our world, and
Completely
changing
that's a
how
lot
we
to
feel
ask of
about
people, but
But
we
you
see
know,
it happen every day.
Ladies and saw.
You see it happen every day, and what I also have noticed in my own life too, are you okay? Is that it's not just now like, oh, I exercise differently or I eat differently. I think differently. I think differently about everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think differently about how I want my kids to experience life. You know, I want something. We all want something more for our kids, right? We always want them to have a better experience than we had as children, or a better life as adults. But I just want an awareness for them that I never had.
How to ask the right questions.
How to ask the right questions, how to not conform, and to always question. Always question, to ask the right questions and to question. And to
accept everything at face value.
figure it out for themselves what works for them.
Like I'm always saying in the seminars, don't even accept what we're saying at face value.
Yes,
like,
it's
go,
right.
go look, go do
Right.
research.
Exactly.
So-
And even now, I want my kids to know, you know, that they need to make their own choices, and what the choices that they make have consequences. But how are we going to fix that in logical manner, not with like, well, so and so said you must do this, so therefore, like, what works for you, what feels right, you know, what's
and what's actually fact, and
Right.
what's just hand me down hearsay.
Yeah. You know, and I see this world changing drastically in our lifetime. And I feel like things like money are going to be of less importance, and power is going to be of less importance, because I see it in my oldest son and Kobe that generation is going to demand change on various different levels.
Oh, I hope so.
And I think a lot of people have a little hope for our future generations, but having kids that are going to be our future generation, I have a lot of hope.
Lady,
You know, I think something has to
you guys are
shift. Something's got to change.
Something's got to give. Let's start with paleo and go from there.
Yeah, agreed. Oh my gosh.